So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So Jim, who would you identify as the key man in this fixture?
It's very hard to overlook this guy, Jean-Philippe Mateta, a player who has a great touch for a big man. He may be old-fashioned, but I like his subtle movements inside the box that allow him to be so effective.
Okay, interesting. And that gets things running. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Oh, he did the hard part right, but fluffed the finish.
Oh, it's very good running that. You're always going to have chances with that kind of movement.
This is gone, that's a foul. What a start, free kick in a dangerous position in the opening minutes. And we have the first chance from a dead ball situation. Decent hit from there. Richards, Mateta, now he's off and running. Clearly not happy with that. Mateta, now what about a counter-attack? Lacroix goes forward. Moved on forwards. And a chance! He's done very well to get to that.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Richards is there, and he can get that clear. Now the delivery. Tries a shot! Volleyed effort.
I think his mind was made up the way that ball arrived, and I certainly admire his willingness to hit the volley.
Mitchell aimed forwards. Drilled in low. Lacroix gets it clear. forward. Gets his head on it! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played. Must have been told to look for ways to try and construct some space down the middle here.
And what is it that they're actually achieving?
Well, it opens up the pitch, stretches the opposition, and it activates more running room.
Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Aimed in towards the centre. Pino. Oh, that's well done, really robust. And that's played in low. Cleared without complication. Play for a goal kick. And it's played forward.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Turns and goes back. Oh, well played, he needed to get that right. Danger averted for now. It's a throw. Munoz forwards and with intent. Richards attempts a clearance. That is a brilliant interception. Mitchell do have a chance to counter here. Nicely intercepted. They can counter here. Mateta gets into some space. Mateta. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. Takes a shot! Stop from the keeper.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Richards. That's really well manoeuvred. That has been cut short. Still 0-0, but no shortage of effort. Moved on forwards. Wharton. Mateta is onto it in a flash. Kamada. And it's played forward. And here's Mateta. And here's Pino.
Jeremy Pino really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Played out to the right. The ball is loose and the chase is on. There's a probing ball. And he cuts out the supply. And the first 45 minutes are up. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. To attack on the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's a half that's had a limp finish after a decent start, so the manager has to re-energise and re-enthuse his players to come back out pumped.
So they head in no further forward. The score here still 0-0. And we are back underway. Both sides defensively robust up to now. Throw it. And that's definitely not his best. And that's the end of that. It all started well enough. And it's been played. And the shot! He's scored! Just the pick-me-up the whole game needs. It is a good finish. The odds were against him, little matter.
Well, he had to deal with an awful lot of unwanted attention, but his tenacity won the day.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, it looks like a bit of half-time encouragement was all that was needed, because we have a very different game on our hands now, Peter.
That's really well manoeuvred.
Well, that might be the first time they've gone long, Peter. They've clearly been told to try something different.
Calmly anticipates. Jeremy Pino. Mitchell. Lacroix forwards and with intent. Good defending, albeit from an unexpected source.
Yeah, listen, we often get critical of a forward's tackle, but that was squeaky clean.
That's a lovely, neat pass.
That dugout has had some relief, at least, but now the harder work starts. They've got to push for more.
Almost ruffled a few feathers, but well dealt with. Kamada does really well to win the ball there. Quality ball. Well read, nice interception. Now it's Sarr. No way through there. Oh, it's come loose. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, while the temptation's always there, Peter, I think it would be ill-advised of them to try settle for what they've got.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Decent progress down the left. Probing pass. That's been drilled forward. Spread out to the left. Brilliantly cut out. Mateta looks to get on the end of this. Neatly clipped into space. Nice interception, well timed. And that was very necessary.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Substitution on the field. Number 14. Coming on the field is
Kamada.
number
Wharton, aim forwards. And here's Pino. Pino played out towards the right wing. Long ball by the goalkeeper. And he's there to get it away. Wharton did well to step in there. That was more than necessary. Now it's Sarr. Well, that's beautifully weighted. And he shoots! He hits the net! Crossing, no way back, but they are level! Well, it's taken a big deflection, but boy, he will want that one. Both sides then taking this chance to turn to their benches.
I think you have to admire his willingness to keep plugging away, but the manager has done him a big favour, I think, by taking him off. You know, he was looking very, very leggy.
That has certainly made things interesting.
Well, this poses a very interesting question now, Peter. Do they push on to try and win it in normal time? They certainly have the momentum.
No messing about, just bludgeoned away. Couple of changes then in quick succession.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
And it's Sousa. Succumbs to the pressure.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Kamada gets across to intercept that.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Perez.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
And he welcomes it in. And the finish! Goal at his mercy, and somehow he's missed it.
Oh, looky, there's the urgency they need, and it nearly brought them a goal.
There's going to be another change here.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able. Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Sarr climbs up big! And the header is disappointing in the end.
You really could have done with engaging those crossers much higher up the pitch there. This isn't good defending. can't be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Well, that's well seen too. Out to the left it goes. Guessel. Sousa puts them all in. That has been knocked clear. Time added on will be 2 minutes. Oh, that's a fine challenge. Sousa with the clearance. It is going to need 30 more minutes. No winner after 90.
Well, we can only hope we get an extra time contest of similar ambition, provided fatigue doesn't begin to play a part.
Well, fitness and fatigue, the key factors now as we head for extra time. No winner in 90, 30 more to come. Lejeune. Fran Perez. That has found him in acres of space. That's going to go a long way. And that's been won straight back. Nice control. That was a good run. The defence looked beaten there. Lacroix. Moved on forwards. Plays it through. Stop it going out. Defending of the desperate variety. And that could set him on his way. He's offering some sort of an apology there.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Well read, and the danger is averted. Perez. He's cut it out. And it's played forward. Fran Perez. Now then, the ball's come loose. And the pass is intercepted. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Wharton are looking to break at pace. Over to the left. Cross in, looks like a good one.
It was hopeful, to say the least. You need more men.
Half-time, extra time.
Well, it may well be a case of who's got most to give now. Fitness levels look good, and it's not any less competitive.
Exhaustion, physical and mental. Will we find a winner? They have given it everything. It's been grueling. But who will be standing at the very end? It's an inviting looking ball, that. Richards. Driven forward. Great defending, strong and determined. It's great chance! Oh, what about that? And that has raised the roof! The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Well, it's better late than never, Peter, and that's potentially decisive now.
Back into the middle. Well, that is not the best ball, and he offers an apologetic look.
Ah, he made it look a bit predictable.
Can he finish?
It's a good run, that. Great timing. Hefty challenge, but fair enough.
Yeah, just noticing now about that defensive line and how much it's dropping. It's too deep for me.
And why do you think that would be?
Well, it's an obvious move to prevent the opposition from exploiting the space that was usable.
Johnson hurtling down that right flank. That's an excellent interception.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Lacroix. I think we're just about done here. Richards forwards and with intent.
So here comes the substitution.
Well, for me, this was the obvious substitution. He'd become just a little jaded, and as a result of that, he was most likely to make a mistake. I think sometimes when the body becomes tired, the brain goes with it, and I think that's happened in this case.
Johnson has it in a one. Up he goes! And that is the end of it. They hung on right till the finish. Well, that was good. A terrific advertisement for attacking football. Both sides glad to trade blows, to set out always only to win. And it came down to one decisive moment.
Well, what are your thoughts on today's game then, Jim?
A good show, Peter. A good show of character, a good show of resilience. This is a team that was never going to be intimidated by the crowd and their opposition, and it was thoroughly professional.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening.